Okay, let us study how exactly formation of urine take place. Formation of urine in case of human being takes place in three methods. There are three methods. The three methods are, I'll write here. The three methods are, first method is called as glomerular filtration. Glomerular filtration. First method is glomerular filtration. Second one, tubular reabsorption. Tubular reabsorption. And third one, tubular secretion. Tubular secretion. These three steps are involved in the formation of urine. First, we'll move on to glomerular filtration. What happens in glomerular filtration? So, blood along with the urea enters into the glomerulus. When it enters into glomerulus, due to the pressure build-up there, and there are some small openings in the wall of the vessel called as, especially here in the Bowman's capsule, it's called as podocytes, small pores. Because of this, one which we should call primary urine passes into this Bowman's capsule. That is glomerular filtration. It is called as ultrafiltration. Why it is called as ultrafiltration? Because whatever filtered is not the complete urine here. It contains many of the essential things. Many of the essential things are here that should not go out of the body. So, most of the part of the blood will get filtered there. That's why it is called as ultrafiltration. Since it takes place through glomerulus, it is called as glomerular filtration. This is the first step, glomerular filtration. Now, as I mentioned, what the filtrate comes here, it is called as primary urine. It is not the final urine. It should not go out of the body as it is because it contains many of the essential things. So as it passes through this PCT, annulus loop and all that, the essential thing should be reabsorbed. It should be reabsorbed. And that job is done in the second step, tubular reabsorption, especially in the PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, and in the annulus loop, the much of the essential thing which should not go out of our body is reabsorbed. That's why it is called as tubular reabsorption. And then now finally some of the unwanted things are released. Even some of the ions are released to maintain electrolytic balance, and we call it as tubular excretion, and this is the final urine which enters into this collecting duct. Like this, the final urine from each nephron enters into collecting duct. Collecting duct has the link with the ureter that we have drawn at that time. And through ureter, urine goes to the urinary bladder and from there out of the body. So, in a healthy person, per day, around 1.5 to 2 liters of urine goes out of the body. But you know that sometimes kidney may not function properly in some persons. Okay, it may not work properly in some person. Then we go for a process called as dialysis. You might have heard this word dialysis, or it is also called as artificial kidney. Let us see what happens in artificial kidney. See, this is the first step, dialysis. And even in spite of dialysis, if it cannot be rectified, dialysis for temporary period, then we go for transplantation of the kidney. So about dialysis, transplantation of the kidney, and about kidney stone, which is the popular thing nowadays. Okay, what exactly kidney stone? All these things we'll study one by one. Okay, so the first we'll study about dialysis. So we'll study about dialysis. Dialysis, it is also called as artificial kidney. It is also called as artificial kidney. Okay. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is done in those person where kidney is not functioning properly, where the waste urine will not go out of the body at that time, and this process is done, but as mentioned earlier, it is for a temporary period. It cannot be done permanently. Let us see what happens here in the next session.